Good morning, everyone. I thought today that we would play with Double Helix Ekho2. And I want to give a shout out to Veronica Ball in Conception Bay South, Newfoundland and Labrador. She has been playing with Echo. She has some Echo beads in her Etsy shop, but she's been getting these great purples out of Echo. So I wanted to try and get some purples too, because I love purples. This glass does it all. It is a reduction glass and a striking glass. Double Helix calls it their dual glass. This glass strikes, this glass reduces, this glass gets a luster, this glass gets a pearlescence if you encase it. This glass does it all. So let's play and see what we can get. Okay, and we're off. Got my Echo, I got to heat it up a little bit, and I did make a base bead of white. I don't know who's white, but there was white sitting on my desk, so I used it. One of the things I've noticed with this striking glass is that size matters. And when I say size, I mean like the density of the glass that's on your bead. It just seems like when I make a bead out of just plain striking glass with no base color underneath it, oh my God, I have a heck of a time getting it to strike. But when I put a base color underneath, then I get all kinds of colors coming out. So again, I don't know a lot about the science of this glass. I know that I saw somewhere on the Double Helix site that it's a molecular reaction and not so much a heat reaction. So then the question at 2 a.m. is like, oh, I wonder if molecular reactions have anything to do with density. Who knows? Anyways, just something my geeky mind goes to. Okay, I have a thin layer of Echo on my white, and I'm going to go ahead and strike it one side at a time. And with the Double Helix, if you remember, it's a reset, cool, warm. So I'm in the reset phase just here on the left side, and I am going to heat that glass up until it goes transparent. So I can see that it's going transparent now. It went from orange to white to transparent. Oh, that's cool. And I got a little marver here just to help me kind of keep the barrel shape. Also, I really think that marvering helps it cool, and cooling helps develop those colors. Okay, so there we go. Let me see. You guys can see that. There's those ambers starting to come out. Wow, there's some purple. That's where I had it resting on the marver for a little bit. So there we go. There's the purples and the ambers. Let's go ahead and reset the other side and see what we get. And I got a big blob of white in there, but that's okay. One of the things, the happy accidents I have with this glass is I don't pay attention so much. I get bubbles sometimes underneath. And so I was doing this glass the other day and I got some bubbles and I was like, oh man, I got bubbles. And then the bubbles came to the surface and they popped. And then I melted them in and I had these cool little cratery, vortex, cosmic looking designs in my glass. And I was like, okay, maybe bubbles aren't such a bad thing. So let's see, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll have a bubble. There's one right there. Pop, it popped. Okay, there is the right side reset. So now I'm gonna marver it. Oh yes, the world's greatest tube bead. And let's see what we get as far as color development. There's the clears turning to amber. Wow, you can actually see it turning. That's cool. Yay! Okay, so while that side's cooling, let's go back to the other side because it should be cool by now. And this is where I have my issues. I am going to slowly warm it, and I'm going to take off my glasses because I can't see. I'm warming it to where we get that glowing orange skin. And I think starting out, like, I was just too shy to really heat it, and I think my glowing skin was not glowing enough. So you can see there, actually the amber in my naked eye, I can see some purple starting to come out. Let's go ahead and strike the other side and see what we get. So they are coming out, they're just very subtle. And again, this is a dual glass, so it's going to strike and reduce. If you have troubles with the striking, go ahead, turn up your oxygen and get a nice oxidizing flame, because you don't want... All right, there we go. And again, I can see the purple starting to come out. So I'm just going to keep going. Let's try the left side again and see what happens. And I played around with this with the presses and all of that, and I can get color. I just can't predict what I'm going to get and when I'm going to get it. All right, so there is the left side again. Let it cooling off. And there's those purples. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to torch the dookie out of this side. Maybe even get it to almost reset and see if we can get some of those blues to come out. Veronica got these purples. Oh my gosh, they look like EDP. She got so much purple out of it. I was like, how did you do that? Oh my God, that's gorgeous. All right, heat it up, heat it up, heat it up. Marver, marver, marver. There we go. There's some of those greens and blues coming out. You know what I want to try? I want to try this. I want to try a brass marver and see what happens when we throw it on a chunk of brass. So, I am heating up that left side again. Nice and glowy. Let's see if we can get some blues to come out on the brass. And I'm just touching it. I'm just using that brass as kind of a heat sink. And it's coming. Light blues. All right, that's it. I'm going to reset now. Let's see what happens. I'm going to torch this puppy. Do you guys like all my technical terms? Torch this puppy. Fire it up. Burn the dookie out of it. Oh, I'll never be a real scientist. This is fun though. I mean, I could just sit here for a long time and just play with this glass. Now let's see what we get. And there's those purples coming out. Those are pretty. I like it. I like it. Okay, so that's some purples. I like those, the purples and the ambers. I know you can go to blue on this, but I haven't gotten there yet because I've been so intent on looking at the purples. But this glass, since it's a dual glass, it will also reduce. So let's try a reduction on this left side and see what we can get. Now, double helix says you should do one or the other, but I found that, you know, if you strike it first and play around with the striking and then go ahead and reduce it, that it'll still reduce. So I'm going to try to reduce like the left side and leave the right side struck. Let's see if we can get a luster on this. Not seeing much of a luster. It's so funny because when I was trying to make my thread speed, and when I was striking the Helios threads, I was also striking the Echo base speed, and I got all this really pretty luster on it. There we go. We're getting some. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alrighty then, I've got some luster. What I'm trying to do is get enough luster so that when we encase it, it'll get really pearlescent-y, but I don't know if we're gonna get that out of this glass. Alright, I'm gonna turn this light off. I'm getting a lot of glare here. Let's go ahead and encase it and see what we can get. Now, when I encase, again, you don't want to burn off the luster, so you got to keep the bead away from the flame. The second thing that I found, oh good, put it in your mouth and then try to talk. The second thing I found is I like a really thin layer of encasing. So I've been using my clear stringers to do encasing, and yes, it takes longer, but I am able to encase. I don't know that that luster is going to give us any pearlescence, so we might have to try it like separate. La 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 la. Okay, let me get this encased and I'll be right back since this is boring and you guys don't want to see this. Okay, you guys, here's what I came up with. I went ahead, I encased it, and then while I was melting down the encasing, I was actually getting some striking done too. So there's those light purples I was talking about. I still have some amber. This area in the center, I didn't strike very much, so it's gonna remain that green color, which I don't know, I kind of like. And there are some striations of blues in here, and I can see a little bit of pearlescence around in here. So that, you guys, is double Helix Ekho. I like this glass. I think it's really pretty. Thanks for hanging out today. I know it wasn't much, but I'm still working with this glass, and hey, at least we took a little journey together. Have a great day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.